Hello, I'm Kats and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be executing on our plan to get all of the Titan event points from the Doorkeep's path here. So the summon rush aspect of this, as we talked about in the free-to-play review of the Doorkeep's path, we venture to collect all 400 of the Titan event points here. As you can see in the middle of it, requires me to pull 10 voids and 100 ancients, and in order to facilitate that I needed to get at least 6,800 points from the diver's element, and we managed to pull that off. So I completed the completed the Ice Golem tournament that ended today, as well as champion training as well that ended today, all the way out to the legendary tome, I might add, for that one. But we overshot a little bit, but that doesn't really change what we're going to do here. It's not enough of an overshoot to kind of minimize the shards we have to pull. So the plan is unchanged: 10 voids and 100 ancients. And for a little bit more detail, well, actually we'll get to that. Let's talk about the overall shard count first. So we're sitting at 593 on the ancients, 200 on the voids, 63 on the primals, and 55 on the sacreds. So the reason we're doing it this way is because of my mercy, which I'll put up on the screen here. This is my personal mercy tracker, but there is a link to an equivalent spreadsheet in the description box down below, so check that out if you like this for yourself. But as I've mentioned many times over the past month or so, I am in sacred mercy at the moment, and so I am trying to not pull any sacreds as much as possible within reason. If it makes sense, there's a good champion in there, then I might break that rule. But ideally, I'm holding out for a sacred POGO, which hopefully will be in the next couple of weeks or so before the next fusion. And essentially, I would just like to get 2 legendaries for the price of 1, assuming that I get it in, a handful within 10, let's say, sacreds. But yeah, so 10 voids, not really going to make a dent in that term, in terms of that mercy, which is kind of par for the course. And then for ancients, we are going to be pulling 100, but I'm not really expecting to get a legendary. There's no 2x going on right now. It's just basic rates, so it's 1 in 200. So the odds are against us to get a legendary, but nonetheless, you never know. Crazier things have happened, but we'll be a lot closer to ancient mercy as well. And so if we don't get a legendary from the ancient shards, then we're set up for an ancient POGO as well, which is kind of nice. So yeah, lots to be excited about in the near term. And of course, on top of the summon rush itself, there is progressive chance events going on right now. So these are my selections for the voids. I picked the new guy. I forget his name, but the new guy who's kind of cracked for Chimera clan boss. I'm not going to pick Leo because we kind of know at this point that he's guaranteed in some way, shape, or form in the near term. So I don't really need to get 2 Leos. Although if I got him now, I wouldn't need to do whatever the event is. So that might, but it doesn't matter. We already made our choice, and I just picked Godseeker Iniri because she's not fully empowered yet on my account. So that will be for the 10 voids, and then for the ancients. What the heck? Why am I picking UDK here? Well, it's because if I get a duplicate of UDK, then I would be able to empower my Rotos twice. I have a lot of copies of Rotoses, but a lot of them are being used currently for faction guardians, and since 10 and a 10 on that faction is 10 speed for my Siphi, that is very important, or very imperative that I keep all of those slots filled. But if I get a duplicate of UDK, that would be useful because I could stick them in there, and they can both be unused on my account, and I can empower my Rotos. The first legendary that I would have empowered on my account if that were to come to pass. And then Duck the Pierce, just because I have basically all of these guys fully empowered, but so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so those are my selections for the bigger chance events. So without further ado, let's dive into the main event, the shard pulls. We've got tons of space, we've got tons of cash, and honestly, we don't really care about being lucky today. This is literally for the sake of getting the Titan event points, which is going towards guaranteeing myself April O'Neil. And whoa, avoid legendary. Okay, that was definitely not expected. This is, again, we saw the mercy. This is just a random 10 pop, and we'll definitely take that. Okay, believe it or not, that is my 3rd Nekret the Great, who probably won't, I don't know if I need 3. I do have 2 that are already built on my account, but that is, okay, that was insane. We'll take that though. But for those who don't know, this is one of the cheapest book legendaries in the game. He takes 6 books, which is kind of crazy, but super strong. He's not as meta anymore just because Narcisse exists, and there's plenty of other ways to protect squishier champions and whatnot. But he does have a really strong ability here: block, debuff, ally protection, strengthen for 3 turns, and the ally protection is protected. He already places that automatically on the person with the lowest HP, so you can choose who that is based on your team composition. He can reset the cooldown of his ally attack here when a shield is placed on someone he's protected. and then it'll place a shield whenever someone is attacked while they're under his protection. So really just solid protection champion. This is the ally attack. It only brings in any allies that are under his specific ally protection, but you get a couple of cooldown reductions, and you're gonna cycle through this as well. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. Eventually you're gonna protect most people on your team. And then the A1 here, irresistible decrease attack triple hitter, which can be nice as well. So super solid champion. I have 2 of mine built. One of them is in a shield set, and the other one is in a 6-piece protection set. So I have a third, I guess, just to be a spare there. But yeah, 10 voids is all we needed to pull. So as exciting as that is, and Mercy is reset, crazy on voids, but that is going to do it. Ragnar, Gold Gleam, I think he's okay. Maybe like early mid game Demon Lord Clan Boss DPS is kind of his role, his niche. But decrease defense and weaken, but yeah, not too exciting there. So let's move on. Let's move on to the ancients. Can we replicate the good fortune from the void shards? I highly doubt it. I do expect to see a lot of rares here, but we're on the lookout for specifically any rares for a relic keeper would be nice. That would help in whatever champion chases are coming down the future. Scion, not that great. Granted, if you do need to use him for heal reduction against Amius and the Centranos, he can be within, well, I think 1 or 2 of the rotations. But yeah, all blue. Oh, almost all blue, but close to basically what we expect. Karam, not much to say about him. Not too exciting. 10 pop number 3 here. Let's keep it going. Is this the dreaded all blues that we've expected? And it is. Yep, there we go. Lots and lots of rares. Not much to say about that, unfortunately. 10 pop number 4. Nearly halfway through the ancients. Again, for austerity here, if we do get unlucky here, we don't get a legendary, that's not the end of the world. Then we're set up for an ancient Pogo as well as a sacred Pogo, which could also be a really good situation to be in. So not that I'm rooting for that outcome necessarily, but I wouldn't mind it if that ended up being the outcome. Nazana, decent ally protection champion, AoE, or ally protection here, 3-turn cooldown, AoE decrease attack, granted not 100% chance, so good protection. AoE on the A1, so she's pretty decent in a stun set if you want to run her for that. 2 AoE attacks that can both be used, as well as this just kind of protecting your team. She's also kind of mandatory in some Curse City stages, but I plan to run her in a Frostbite set or Frost set, so that when she gets attacked, she can try and place the freezes. I think we're on 10 pop number 6 here. More rares. Double epic, we'll take it. Skull Crusher, the best epic AoE counterattack champion in the game. Good for early mid-game clan boss to get you going. Alika, pretty decent, serviceable nuker with the potential to lock out. She's more of like the aggro version of Basher, if you want to think about it that way. It's slightly weaker than Alice the Wanderer, the previous free champion chase champion. I think this is 10 pop number 7. I'm losing track here. We can double check though with the amount of shards outside here, because we started, I believe, at 593, so we should have 2 more 10 pops to go. My math is correct here, but I will double check after this one just to make sure. I don't want to pull excess here, even though I do have an abundance of shards. Kitus, pretty useless champion, unfortunately. So this will, yeah, 20 more to go. So this will take us to 503, and then 1 more will take us to 493 for a grand total of the 100 ancients. All of the rares, you love to see it. Last 10 pop here. Let's get this one done. The trend is already there in the bag. I would hate to get a legendary on the last one here, because we're basically set in stone. There we go. Okay, cool. We're set up now for a double Pogo. So whatever happens, if we get an ancient Pogo or sacred Pogo, we are ready to go. Clawed Beast Feeder, decent champion. Increase accuracy, or shield on this ability, but increase accuracy, increase speed. So he's a nice setup. Good into Frostbiter if you're trying to get going. Good into Bommel if you're struggling to get stats, stuff like that. Decent champion. Ripper, not much to say about him, unfortunately. So we did not get the duplicate UDK, so that did not happen. But we did get a crazy duplicate Nekreth the Great, so that is awesome. We'll take that. And yeah, let's hop over to the path itself. So 45,000 is roughly where we need needed to be. I believe the exact number for the Titan event points itself was 44,300, so we're 1,000 over, so close enough. I didn't want to, you know, instead of pulling 9 voids versus 10, it's just, you know, don't want to waste your guys' time or my own with single pulls here, so I just wanted to do the 10 pops there. So I'm going to collect the red brews because I have the least of those. We're going to collect the Mortal Soul coins. Let's start on the left-hand side here. We're going to come down, grab these points, grab the key that we don't really care about, and then grab these points. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the far right path. So basalt, nice. We get that. It's good for upgrading relics. We'll grab this. And then we come down here, we grab this, grab the last one, and then we grab the last bit of Titan event points. So mission accomplished. As tempting as it is to go for one or multiple of these legendary tomes, we don't really need to do it. I have a decent amount of them already. And yeah, 900 points, not much we can do with that. Maybe rank charms, we'll take that. Rank charms are useful, right? Sure. And then more brews. Let's call it there. Cool. Done. We finished. So yeah, there is the path complete and the summons for the path complete. Checking in on the Titan event itself, obviously 400 points is going to move us very, very much further than we were before. So we went all the way from approaching milestone 3. We get the primal shard, and now we're basically almost all the way through milestone 4. So sweet, lots of chaos ore, immortal soul stone, which may or may not be useful because I've heard there's a deck of fate for Raphael coming up soon with featuring soul stones. But yeah, getting ever closer to the guaranteed here April O'Neil from this Titan event. All right, so that is going to do it for today's shard pull session. Obviously, the highlight of the day is Nekret number 3. We'll just tag him, I guess. I don't think, like I said, I don't really think I'm going to build him. I mean, it would be nice, but in most cases, the 2 that I have suffice for my needs. And just in case people are curious, like I mentioned before, I do have Nekret 2 here in 6-piece protection. And these are the stats, a quick snapshot there, 255 on the speed, lots of HP, and a decent amount of resistance at 600. That's Nekret 2. And then Nekret 1 is up here somewhere. There he is. And he's in a shield set and moral, and his total stats here pretty much the same. There's a similar build, 100,000 HP, a little bit slower, 241, because there's no speed from the sets, and then roughly the same amount of resistance, 600-ish. I guess technically he is also from the Undead Horde, so all I need to do instead of pulling a UDK, silly me, I should have just opted to pull 4 Nekrets. That would make a lot more sense and is totally more realistic than getting a duplicate copy of UDK. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, were you also pulling some of your shards for this path? Let me know what you got. Hopefully you got something decent from your summons as well. As always, if you did find this video helpful, then be sure to hit that like button down below. Really does help out the channel. And also feel free to hit the subscribe button down below if and only if you're enjoying the content overall on this channel for more content just like this one in the future. Thanks for watching and have a good one.